What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the PLL weekly recap. I'm your host, Thief Strings, and the PLL absolutely blessed us this weekend with 4 great games, great production the whole entire weekend, some great side events going on, a great theme for the whole weekend. We'll get into more details on that. Today, we are recapping week 4, game 1, Atlas versus Whipsnakes, which was also the kickoff of Indigenous Heritage Weekend in the PLL. You guys probably hear it already, but I also got myself a real microphone, which is pretty sweet, so hopefully things are sounding a lot nicer now. First things first, I thought the PLL did a great job with Indigenous Heritage Weekend. I loved hearing all the details about the origins of the sport, the roots of the game, where everything's come from. I really enjoyed how they had Jermey Thompson in the commentary booth sharing his perspective, which was great to hear. I always love hearing from the Thompson brothers, no matter where it is, no matter what they have to say. I just feel like they are a physical, honestly, like human manifestation of lacrosse, just in a person, all of them. Every time they talk, I listen. My eyes and ears are completely glued to the screen. I don't know about you guys, but I'm happy to bring back Jermey Thompson for every game for the rest of the season. He was great up there. All teams were also rocking some brand new jerseys designed by a Native American artist. I forget his name, but they said it a million times on the streams during the games. All of them, for the most part, were pretty much designed very nice. I have a video on my Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok all breaking down those jerseys. But there is a lot that happened, especially in this first game here. So I'm gonna have to be like rapid fire with all these clips and all these notes. So let's get into it. So start with some more of the pregame notes. Zed Williams started off his first shift of this game rocking a real size version of one of these wood sticks. I honestly don't know how he does it. He did it in the World Games with a long pole, which is crazy. I've like rarely ever seen a long pole woody like that. It can't be too easy. Those things definitely do not perform as well as a normal, not normal, but one of the more modern plastic sticks. So it was really cool to see him walk out with that. Once again, Jermey Thompson was in the booth. I really enjoyed that. And it's crazy that he's already 37 years old. I feel old as hell. The Atlas are undefeated coming into this game. Their attack line, and really at this point, their whole offense is just completely going off. No one can stop them. They are clicking on a whole nother level. I don't know if anyone's gonna be able to stop it, honestly. Don't sleep on the Whipsnakes, though. They still have a really solid lineup with a lot of veterans, a nice injection of youth talent that they got through the draft. I think they're still a good team. You can't sleep on them. So on paper, it looks like the Atlas are gonna steamroll them, but watch out. And I hate the Whipsnakes. They're my least favorite team, but don't sleep on them. The Atlas also picked up Peyton Cormier, so the #1 goal scorer in the history of NCAA Division I lacrosse didn't even get drafted in his draft class. He had to get picked up through free agency, which is nuts. But he's making his debut today. Let's see if he can make, and can't even say make a difference because the Atlas are so good already. Let's see if he can add on to their stacked offense. And at the Face-Off X, we get treated to another massive heavyweight matchup for Trevor Baptiste between another one of the top face-off guys in the PLL, Joe Nardella. He had to play TD Erlin last week, who actually bested him, which is a rare sight. Now he's got to play Joe Nardella. Really hyped for that matchup. And that takes us right into the first quarter. So starting off, this game gets physical early. Winkoff goes for a nice shot on the run. It looks good. He gets cracked by an Atlas defender. He stays down for a little bit. At first, it looked like it was pretty serious. He was in a lot of pain, but he ended up coming back into the game. So I guess it was just, got the wind knocked out of him type of thing. Didn't look like it felt good, that's for sure. A couple minutes later, of course, you know exactly who's going to start off the score when we got the Atlas in the game. Jeff T puts a nice inside finish away, uses his shoulders real well, and just sneaks one between the legs of the goalie. Always looks easy for Jeff T. Pretty much the very next play, right off the face-off, Trevor Baptiste kind of gets this ball in a good spot for his teammate. Tyler Carpenter picks up the ball, runs down the middle, and no one picks him up. He puts a pole goal away. Always love seeing a long pole score. And a crazy stat that the commentator said, Tyler Carpenter scored 200 points in high school with a pole. That's nuts. I mean, that's more than some like all-state, all-county attackmen will get in their careers. That's disgusting. I just want to make a note of this play where both the goalie and Jeff T completely lay out. You gotta love seeing that effort if you're on either side of the teams, but especially watching the goalie lay out like that. I mean, good stuff. Krebs doing even more than he's really asked to do back there. About halfway through the first, Costabile has this nice little give and go with his attackman, finishes off with a nice alley-oop right there, putting himself in a vulnerable position, jumping up for that finish, but hey, it worked out for him, ending his cold stretch that he's had. Can Brian Costabile get going now? He's a super exciting midi to watch. He's got a lot of power in his shots, super athletic, so I'm hoping he can get going now because I do like watching him play a lot. The Whipsnakes did kind of fall asleep on defense there. I mean, the short stick D midi, as soon as Costabile passed the ball, he kind of just turned off and let him sneak inside. That's definitely on the Whips defense. And a very familiar sight for all us PLL fans, Jeff T catches one off ball. He's got some great head game. I'm talking about his head fakes here. You see how he just dips it real quick right as he's taking the shot, throws off the goalie, looks low, finishes high. What can you say, man? Jeff T, he's the best player in the league right now. So much deception in his game, so crafty, and once again, he makes it look so easy. In the last couple minutes, the Atlas have scored plenty of goals. I think they got like 3 or 4 in like an equal amount of minutes, you know, 3 or 4 minutes, 3 or 4 goals. When this offense gets rolling, they start clicking like no one else. It's crazy, and they already, like midway through the first quarter, look like they're about to just start running away with it. It's nuts. Jermey Thompson had really high praise for this attack line. He said it reminded him of watching his brothers at Albany, which if you're getting compared to the Thompson brothers at Albany, you know you're doing something right. Then we get an interesting play here from Joe Nardella, who shows off that he's more than just a Fogo. Whistle blows, he catches the Atlas defense sleeping. He just completely wins the whistle, left wide open, unmarked, and puts one away from distance. Nardella, one of the better faceoff guys in terms of actually using their stick and going out there and play, and he proves it right there. At the end of the first, the Atlas were definitely rolling, but you got to give credit to Krebs, the Maryland goalkeeper right now, because even though the score doesn't really show it, he is playing a really good game. Right at the beginning of the second quarter, Myles Jones has somewhat of a typical play from him. He bullies his way through a bunch of guys, pinballs his way, somehow gets in front of the crease, tries this weird backhand scoop shot, shovel shot finish, doesn't work out for him, but immediately after that, long pole from the Whipsnakes, picks up the ground ball, runs all the way up the field, tosses it back, nice hitch, and then he puts that one away. It ended up being a slow shot, but once again, a lot of deception on that. He hits that hitch. I totally thought he was about to take a shot. He even faked me out, but Puglisi gets all the way down Main Street, and almost like a twister kind of finish there. Kind of came like a weird, like, yeah, I'd call that a twister. I'd call it a twister. Barely. It was barely, but hey, nice finish. And way to capitalize on transition. Maryland battled their way back. They made it a 1-goal game, but then this terrible mistake right here. Tries to throw the ball on the clear back to his goalkeeper. Not nearly enough height, and I think, yeah, Schellenberger just nips that out of the air, puts it in the back of the net. Maybe one of the easiest goals of his life. I didn't really see who that was on the website who threw that pass, but you got to be more responsible there. I mean, you got another guy just wide open. You could have threw that to Ajax right there. You could have done a lot of things other than make that pass to your goalie. I mean, sloppy error right there. Also, side note, this is nothing new with the PLL, but to this day, I still just love so much how they have a bunch of the players mic'd up mid-game. You know, it's under the helmet, how they have the ref mic'd up. That's really cool, and how you can hear these guys talking while they're on the field. You can kind of hear the defensive communication. It's really cool. I wish all sports would do that. Zed Williams back with the more modern stick, almost kind of like forcing a reverse yard sale on that play. Looked a little weird, kind of funny. Don't really see that much, where the guy who's defending the play ends up dropping and losing his stick. Kind of a soft call. I mean, I get it. I'll give it to him. And although this one didn't go, I absolutely have to show you this Xander Dixon shot, because it blew my mind when I saw it. I jumped off my couch. He catches this one after a nice swim dodge, but what was that? How do you catch the ball out like that with your hands all the way at the bottom of your stick and somehow get enough leverage to take a quick, like, scoop shot, no look at all? I'm pretty impressed that the goalie saved that, because there is no sign that he was about to take that shot. That came out of nowhere. Then TJ Malone, with about a minute left in the half, dodging from X, rolls back to his right, and then from another, like, strange spot, swim dodges his defender, and he's able to put this one away. A little bit of a crease dive there too, but I feel like I don't see a swim dodge in that part of the field very often, so definitely a lot of skill to pull that one off. Yeah, that was pretty neat. He timed that perfectly. Like, right as the defender came in and tried to give him contact, he knew exactly when it was coming and almost used the defender's momentum against him, where he knew he was about to slide and he just kind of slipped it away right over him. All right, so exiting halftime, the game is 6-8 Whipsnakes. Actually, they completely battled back from that early storm that the Atlas threw at them. And a cool little thing that I saw on Jermey Thompson's Instagram was that at halftime of this game, they just had a massive game of the traditional game of stickball, which, if you've never seen that, it's kind of similar to lacrosse. There's no goals, there's no nets. It's really just like a pole kind of thing that they put on each end of the field, and you just got to get the ball and touch it to the pole. It was super cool seeing that. I think they should do that at every PLL game. Why not? Just let the kids get on the field, mess around. It was pretty cool to see. And like I predicted, and pretty much everyone would have predicted, this game had some seriously intense matchups at the face-off X, some real old school battles that were going for like 10 to 15 seconds before the ball came out. I wish I was more educated on face-offs. I honestly have no idea about face-offs. I've never taken one, and I don't want to speak on something that I don't know too much about. But if you're into face-offs and you're a face-off guy, watch this game. It was awesome seeing these two go at it. So starting off the second half scoring, Zed Williams uses his big body, uses his big frame, posts up the defender, takes a jump shot over him. It looks like he got a little bit of juice for having that wood stick earlier in the game. He's not using it. He is using his regular plastic stick now, but he was playing a bit better today than he usually was, so he was probably pumped up for Indigenous Heritage Weekend, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you stop that. I mean, that's mostly good defense by Van Ramphorst. I mean, he's pushing him out. I mean, Zed's not even, like, his momentum's away from the net here. You literally can't do anything about that. My bad. That was Gavin Adler on defense. So a few moments later, we get one of those plays where it happens like in slow motion and you know exactly what's going to happen. Everyone in the stadium knows what's going to happen, but you can't do anything about it. T hangs up his defender at X, game of hangman. You know he's looking for a feed. I'm watching all the guys off ball. I'm looking to see what T is going to see. And he still finds a pass out of nowhere. I didn't even think Cosby was open. I was like, oh, he's not going to take that, but he did. He's so good, man. He sees passes that even you can't even see from the TV angle. It's crazy. Malone ends up completing his hat trick in the second half. He's off to a hot start to his professional career. And then this one is absolutely disgusting. I literally made the stank face when I saw this goal at first. Boisterous calls an ISO, dodges from up top. Pretty simple, goes left, but look at this finish. Ugh. Ugh, that's disgusting, man. The twister like that had a lot of speed on it too. Obviously insane deception. Even if that wasn't a fast shot, you're not saving that. Like, how do you pull that off on the run? I mean, look at the angle. His stick is almost flat, like the wrong way. That was a disgusting take. So after this seemingly regular play where Matt Rambo gets a signature like inside roll finish, the fight goes on off ball pretty much. All the guys get involved, nothing too serious, you know, but a little pushing, a little shoving, a little grab of the helmet. I thought it was super funny. As soon as the fight's like obviously over, everyone just stops and just looks at the ref. It's cool to see that they like don't really care and they're not that pissed and they're just like, all right, whatever, what's the call? But just like real funny, everyone's head just snapped like, all right, sir, like what's going on? But that whole altercation was 100% on Colin Heacock just getting pissed for no reason. I mean, not no reason. Look, I don't remember who that is on the Atlas, but he gives a little bit to him off ball, like that box check, but he responds by just shoving him in the face with his shaft. Obviously the Atlas defender's pissed, then he does it again, puts his shaft right to his face, and then yeah, at that point, like all bets are off. Like, just don't be a scumbag, bro. What's that about? Yeah, that wasn't even that bad. Heacock just got tight. And I do not care what anyone has to say about this or what the NCAA rules committee is trying to push, but this type of face-off where the two guys are just locked up for a while and it's just a complete chess match stalemate. I mean, there's nothing like this type of thing in team sports. Literally, like this doesn't happen in the hockey face-off. There's nothing like it. You can't compare this to anything. It's within a team sport, a one-on-one situation where it's just super intense like that, super high-level competition. You can't beat that. I don't get why they're trying to take that away from us. All right, so heading into the fourth quarter, this game is pretty tight. The Whipsnakes are leading the Atlas, which is surprising given these teams' 2 records. And take a shot every time you hear the word rookie in lacrosse media this season. You will definitely have a bad alcoholic problem by the end of the season if that's the case. Because another rookie having a great performance this year, Levi Anderson, he catches the ball at X, dodges up the field. That same weird move that Malone had before. Not really a weird move, just a weird spot to pull that swim dodge. I'm not gonna lie, he definitely pushed off with his other hand, but he swims his defender and then reaches all the way around the goalkeeper with his long ass arms and puts this one in the net. Sort of a crease dive, but another weird, interesting goal. I love these funky ones that we see in the league. I feel like we get these all the time in the PLL. It's over Danny Logan. No slouch, obviously. Pulling that type of move on that big bruiser. Are you kidding me? Somewhat of a sad sight to see. Timmy Troutner gets yanked from the game, replaced by Liam Entman, who you got to feel for Timmy. He wasn't playing that bad, honestly. He had a really good start to the season, but you've got possibly the best college goalie of all time right now backing him up in Liam Entman. You picked him in the first round or the second round, I forget, but you picked him early for a reason. You were going to play this guy eventually. Feel for Timmy, but man, am I excited to see Entman lock things up. Timmy will definitely end up getting a shot on either the Atlas or some other team in the league, no doubt, because he has been playing well. He doesn't deserve to be benched, to be honest. It's just the fact that you've got Entman backing him up right now. He's got to see the field at some point. So moving along, Xander Dixon is doing Xander Dixon things. Just some nice simple movement off ball, catches this one, maybe one cradle, probably less. I don't even know if you would want to consider that a cradle, but he gets a gross low to high finish. Signature shot for any inside attackman right there. When you can catch and shoot like that, basically only taking one step before letting that thing go, I mean, it just looks so good. You can't stop that. It's just too quick. And the placement, I mean, come on. Also, you know who gave him that assist. Jeff T, of course. I showed you one goal from Levi Anderson earlier. He ends up finishing this game with a hat trick, which is nuts. And then, I'm sorry, Myles, I feel like I kind of pick on you a lot on this channel, but he gets in a really good opportunity here, dodging north to south, big body. He gets so much time at, like, he can take a shot. He's pretty much got his hands free and just decided not to, and he takes it all the way around X. I thought that was really weird from a guy who loves to score the ball, but never mind. He makes me eat my words. About a minute later, he runs down the field, signature Myles Jones, lowers that shoulder and just hammers it home. That's another one where it's just like, you are not stopping that no matter what you do. Unless you're like LeBron James guarding him, you're some 6'6" dude, no hope, no shot. And the final highlight of the game comes to us from Van Winkhoff and Colin Heacock. Van Winkhoff has this nice little lever pass perfectly timed to Colin Heacock, who's cutting, who catches it in a nifty PTV finish. Don't you just love it when you get a sweet pass to a sweet finish and everything just works out perfectly? The clip is perfect. The highlight is made. Beautiful way to end the game for the Whipsnakes. That goal brought it to 12-16 in favor of the Whipsnakes with about 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the game. The Atlas kept trying to push the ball, kept trying to push offense and make something happen, but unfortunately for them, they just kept killing themselves with turnovers and sloppy plays late in the game. They fought to the end, but they get handed their first loss of the season by this veteran Whipsnake side. It was funny. I was watching this game with one of my friends who doesn't really know lacrosse that well, and he was kind of hating on the Whipsnakes at first, specifically Brandon Krebs. He thought that they were just gonna be down and out, done after the first quarter, but that's the beautiful thing about the PLL. No game is over until like late in the fourth quarter. Every single one of these games is super competitive. You rarely see a blowout. Comebacks happen all the time. It's exciting. I don't know why more people don't watch the PLL. College is great, but the PLL is something else, man. So overall, great game from the Whipsnakes. I knew they had it in them to do something special in this game. Maybe not something special, but pull off the upset. They're a great team. Don't sleep on them. Exciting game overall. Great start to the Indigenous Heritage Weekend. So before we wrap things up, just want to give you guys some notable performances from this game. Jeff T, as always, had a good game, but he had a quiet, I would say, 5 points, 2 goals, 3 assists. The defender Rexroad played really well. Didn't really show on the stat sheet, but he was playing some great defense all game. Even though Entman came in late, he stepped in and saved 66% of shots, which for doing that with pretty much no warm-up, not knowing that you're going to be in this game, probably not being able to study and prepare yourself as well as you usually would have. 66%? You kidding me? Come on, man. He's so good. From the Whipsnake side of things, they had a pretty evenly distributed game on offense. A lot of different players getting involved and contributing to this win. But an interesting note, which might be an issue for them going forward, is that they scored 66% of their goals unassisted. So they might need to work on getting some better ball movement going, getting some more team plays going. Ajax Zapatello had a really notable game on defense. 2 caused turnovers, 5 ground balls, and he did not let Schellenberger get going at all. He had like, what, 2 points? But one of them was that stupid error from the Whipsnakes player where he just threw it to him right in front of the crease. Pretty much like a pick 6 type of play. So he really stepped up and did his part. And at the faceoff X, Joe Nardella actually bested Baptiste, which is the second game in a row that Trevor Baptiste has gone below 50% at the faceoff X, which is crazy. Good job, Joe Nardella. He's showing why he's one of the greats. And that really wraps up this game and the first game of week 4 in the PLL. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please drop a like. It would help me a lot. I would appreciate it. I don't ask you for likes until the end of the video because I want to give you a chance to watch the content, see if you like it, and then, you know, at the end, now you can judge. So let me know. If you liked it, drop a like. If you didn't like it, drop a comment. Let me know what I can do better. And thank you very much. And we will hopefully see you either tomorrow or in 2 days for coverage of game 2. Thank you guys very much for watching and have a good day.